To be able to understand certain basic operations, you need to have an idea of how the Java virtual machine works. Now, I'm not going into the tiny details, but I will explain how class files are turned into running programs. The Java virtual machine is a program that runs like any other native executable program on your computer. You usually start it running by naming a class file that contains a static main method. When you do this, the JVM, the Java virtual machine, loads the class into memory. This shows a Howdy class with a main method loaded in memory. In fact, the Howdy class isn't loaded into memory alone. All of its superclasses are also loaded in memory because they contain methods and construction information that will be needed. Then the main method is called to put the class into execution. Now, if this main method doesn't do anything, or if it just displays some text or something and then quits, the JVM is finished and everything stops. But the main method usually creates an object of some class or other. For example, it could use the new command to create a class from its own definition. Memory is allocated to make a place to put the new object. This new object will probably have some methods and data of its own, and these will exist inside the object. Anything that's declared static already exists and remains in the class definition. The main method could use the new keyword to construct an object of some other type. Say, for example, the main method constructs a new rectangle object. Well, the first thing that happens is the rectangle class is loaded into memory. The rectangle class and all of its superclasses are loaded into memory. Of course, it's not quite as simple as it's shown here because some of the superclasses could have already been loaded. They're not loaded again, they're just hooked up to this new one. But the new statement finishes its work then by creating an actual object. And that's how it goes. Calls to any method in any class or object can cause new classes to be loaded and new objects to be instantiated. If you instantiate another object from a class that's already loaded, a new class is not loaded, but a new object is created based on that class definition in memory. Keep this concept in mind. Some variables and methods are known as class variables and class methods, and they reside in the class. There is only one copy of them, no matter how many objects are created from that class. Other variables and methods reside in the objects, and a new one is constructed each time a new object is constructed. I'll be showing you how this is done in the next few lessons.